Welcome to Cool Breeze Podcast, where we keep it cool. I'm your host. What it do? So welcome to Cool Breeze Podcast, where we keep it cool. I'm your host, What It Do, and today we are back with another very special guest. We have TJ. TJ is a junior sports marketing major from Charlotte, North Carolina. He is also a 2023 spring initiate of the Ice Cold chapter of Beta Io chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and he is currently serving as the SGA president at the illustrious Winston-Salem State University. How you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You good? You ready to keep it cool?
I'm cool.
All right. So the first question, well, before we get into anything, cheers.
For sure.
So I always like to start off with, how is your mental health?
Right now, to be completely honest, man, my mental health is good. I'm coming off a lot of stress, but I'm doing things that are getting it to where it needs to be. So it's pretty good right now.
Now, is that stress somewhat school related, personal life related, or what?
To really like a combination of both. Like you always gonna have that aspect of knowing that you have things to worry about.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have that extra stress, like school, or I just came off my internship, so that was like a bit of a load on me. It just kind of brings stress to you.
So on a 1 to 10, give me a range from where you at on a 1 to 10.
With 10 being the highest, I'll probably say around a 7.5, 8.
7.5. So what's that missing, 3 or 2?
Really just time for rest, time like for myself, where I have days where I do completely nothing, or just like really, like I said, like time to rest and just time to stop and actually like pump the brakes for a little bit.
So why haven't you been taking time for yourself to really just do a complete reset?
I guess I'm still learning how. Like the times where I do have my free time, it's like I'd be like, oh, I gotta do something, or like just sitting here don't feel right, and then like I'll regret it later.
Yeah. So you a busybody. Yeah. Okay.
As my mama would say. Yeah.
You just can't sit still. So like, what are moments like? Because you know when you get so overwhelmed to where it's just to the point of, okay, I need to sit down. So like, what has been that point to where it was just like you needed to just like stop everything and just reset?
Kind of at the end of the school year, that's like the one where I can say it was a big significant like reset. It felt like everything from, I guess, the school year or whatever the case may be had kind of like piled down in me. And it's like I always tell myself, your body gonna let you know when you need to stop.
Most definitely.
Like you have in your mind, like, okay, I know I'm tired, but I may keep going. But ultimately, like your body gonna tell you when you need to stop. Like it's not gonna allow you to go no more. So I had to listen to my body, and I was just like, yeah, it's time for me to just chill out.
Yeah, I feel it. So if you was to have your dream ideal reset day, what would it entail?
Oh man. Like a dream reset day would probably be I feel like beaches are kind of peaceful, so just me on the beach.
A private island or like Myrtle Beach?
I'm not even the type of person where like I'm a simple person, so I ain't even gotta go all the way private island.
Okay.
I can go on a small beach or like Myrtle Beach, like you said, or just somewhere where I'm just chilling, like getting a good scenery where I'm around nothing but peaceful things, and like where not necessarily I don't have no contact with nobody, but like my phone probably somewhere put up in the room.
Yeah, it's not your first priority.
It's just a me day.
That sounds good. So we're gonna go into the school portions of it. So first we're gonna start off with, why did you choose the illustrious, the wonderful Winston-Salem State University?
Of course. So to be completely honest, coming out of high school, I didn't have a lot of options when it came to like my schoolings. So I did take a tour at Winston, and when I got to Winston, and this was when I was still in high school, they gave me like a motivation or like a confidence that I could succeed, and I didn't really get that in high school. So them giving me that confidence before I even got there, like they cared about my success, that gave me the confidence to want to go there. And I guess like I kind of am happy with my choice.
That's good. That's good. So with being a first generation college student, how was it for like really not having like the example on like really a smooth guidance on, okay, you need to do this when this time comes and stuff like that. So how was the transition, and what was really your driving force to be that first generation college student?
So knowing I didn't have like that guidance going into things, it's kind of like I didn't want to go into like a wrong guidance of what I seen. Like I know what not doing good looked like, so I wanted to set the example of what doing good looked like, and then like that driving force of knowing like my mom and dad and my family, knowing they'll be proud of me. You know, of course they're gonna be proud of me no matter what, but seeing them, especially like how I was in high school, seeing me go to college and go off and do big things, that kind of was like motivating for me.
That's good. That's good. So who would you say is your biggest supporter for you being your first generation college student?
It's really like a toss-up between my mom and my sister, because like my sister, she always calls herself like my second mom. Like my mama's gonna be there for me, like where it's like, you know, I'm proud of you, but my sister gonna tell me right from wrong, like all right, I know the real, she gonna keep it real with me no matter what. So it's really like a toss-up between them two.
So with being the first generation college student to being SGA president, how did that conversation or that thought come about for you?
Yeah, so I've been in SGA my first 2 years.
What positions did you
my
have?
first year, I came in as the freshman class senator, and my second year, I served as a sophomore class vice president. And freshman year, I kind of knew I wanted to get involved so I could stay in school. And once I did that and seen like the opportunities that came with it, I wanted to do it again my sophomore year. But then, like after how things went my sophomore year, I felt that I wanted to lead on a larger capacity. And SGA president wasn't even like going to be my first decision, but I just felt like by me leading on this larger capacity, I could be a bigger advocate for the students. So that's ultimately why I chose SGA president.
So what was your platform for SGA president?
So I served on the platform of the BOLD approach, with B meaning bridging gaps, O meaning open communication, L meaning learning the system, and D meaning demanding success.
That's good. That's a very like strong message behind it, because I've never heard BOLD as an acronym like that. So what made you come up with BOLD?
Just knowing that like you just have to be uncomfortable being, or you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and a lot of times you may feel like you can't do something, or like I said, the confidence, you don't know if you're capable of doing something, but if you just take the BOLD approach, you'll never know if you can do it unless you do it. So I feel like if I take the BOLD approach by being SGA president and actually trying to be an advocate on, like I said, the bigger capacity, that's what made me come up with it.
That's good. So with going into, seeking and wanting to be a part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, what was some of the reasons that made you want to join that organization?
For sure. Like I said, or like you said, being a first generation student, when you get on campus, you see a certain amount of guidance, and the guidance that I seen on campus were strictly from Alphas, and they changed my life without me even being in the organization.
Oh wow.
Just by them opening up with open wings, it wasn't even like Alpha related, just as a mentor level. I knew that was something that I wanted to do, and with Alpha I felt like I'm able to tell my story, and I felt that I could. Seeing how the guidance that was brung to me, I felt like I could do that with somebody else too. And I've since then, or even before that, I started like helping out with youth, or going into like middle schools and different stuff like that. All the things that I seen Alpha doing, and it just made me feel good knowing I could tell them my story and seeing them or have like a larger impact on them.
That's good. That's really good. So far, what has been your favorite Alpha memory? Give me your top 3 if you can't name one.
Top 3, okay. Oh, probate for sure. If that counts.
Yeah, that counts.
Okay, probate has probably been like a top 3 day of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good. Probate was y'all probate was lit. I'm not gonna lie.
The probate had to be one. Number 2 probably would have to be. I want to say Gym Fest. Yeah, I say Gym Fest.
I didn't go to that event.
You didn't go to Gym Fest?
Mm-mm.
Was it because it wasn't outside?
No, I was actually going out of town. So I missed the whole, like, the back end of Ram Fest, the lit end, I missed. So,
Okay.
yeah. And give me the third one.
I'll probably say NCGP. Or no, I'll say Trend Like Alpha.
Trend Like Alpha, how was that?
I actually got to help out with the team, so it was good to see like them practice over the weeks, and then like the actual performance. Like you feel like a proud dad. So it was good. My team ended up coming, or the team I was helping out, they ended up coming in second. So
that's good.
That was good. We should have came in first.
But so what was like the hardest like move or stroll or something that you had to teach them that they just couldn't grasp?
Probably would have to be one of the steps, just because like with steps is hard to get like everybody on one accord.
Yeah,
so
one beat.
Probably have to be that.
Okay. So for somebody who is interested in wanting to join Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, what would be some advice or some tips that you would give to them if they're watching this video now?
Definitely. Make sure you stay connected with like the people that already are in the organization. Show up to events, be supportive of the events, and don't just show up as an interest. Show up actually interested in the event, not just interested in the organization. Like actually gain something from the event or whatever the case may be that they're having. And lastly, will probably have to be just do your research.
That's good. So make sure y'all take y'all notes. So with you, being the first generation college student, and you starting your own legacy and breaking generational curses. So other than being, a first generation college student, what are some generational curses that you are trying to break?
That's a good question.
Thank you. You can name a couple if there's a couple. And we can also do some generational legacies or traditions that you're trying to create as well.
Okay. As far as like generational curses that I want to break, definitely would have to be the 9 to 5 generational curse, just because like I see my parents, they, like I said, they're stressed. So I do want to break that, and they tell me all the time they don't want me working as hard as them, but they want me to still be successful. So that's one of the things I do want to break.
That's good.
If I could say like one thing. And as far as like generational traditions, my family, like, we travel, but we don't, like, we may travel maybe once every 2 or 3 years. So I do want to travel more, once I do have a family of my own and start whatever the case may be. I do want to start traveling and like actually paying attention to holidays too. That's another thing. Like actually cherishing holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff like that. So I do want to start those. Because
I feel like with our generation, like, once the great grandmas and the great grandmas started to pass on, that's when family really like stopped. And then COVID, that just ruined the last little bit. And I feel like our generation is like missing it and trying to bring it back, but just don't know how. And then half of us ain't got houses with yards and, to throw the cookouts and stuff. So what would be your dream vacation to go to? And it could be like anywhere. Somebody's say, here's a plane ticket, you could choose the destination. Where are you going, and for how long?
My dream destination would be Houston, but my dream vacation would probably have to be I think it's called Turks and Caicos. Probably have to be there.
So with your dream destination being Houston, why Houston?
Because,
and like when you mean destination, like what do you mean by like destination and vacation?
So vacation, I know I can't stay on vacation for too long, but destination, I feel like if I go to Houston, it's somewhere I like, one of my goals. So I do want to ultimately, like when I graduate high school and like start a family of my own, I do want to end up in Houston. I feel like it's a great opportunity in Houston.
Yeah.
And it's just a new scenery. I've been in Charlotte for 20 years, so
Tired of it.
Houston, I know it's probably around the same as Charlotte, but it's like a bigger city and there's bigger opportunities. So I know that's one of my goal like destinations. But with a vacation, I know I can't live in Turks and Caicos. I mean, I can, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be.
Right. It's somewhere like I can. It's like a getaway. So
Just to free your mind, to free your mind, to free your mind. So what so far has been your favorite WSSU memory? You can give me top 3 because Winston, we've been on one.
Hey man, top 3. What is my first?
You got to experience a little bit more of Winston though.
Speaking of which, so you came in with the COVID class, you said, right?
Yep, I'm
How
a
was
COVID
that?
baby. You want the truth? Oh, it was terrible. It was so terrible because one, we didn't get prom, we didn't get graduation, we didn't get ramdition.
Okay, we got prom, but we didn't get graduation.
We didn't get. I literally, it was a drive up.
first.
They had to change everything. Like, we didn't get nothing. We didn't get ramdition. Half of the class of 24 did not walk under the arches. When they say we had events, we went and sat on a screen, looked at a bunch of another classroom on a screen, and that was that. Classes were online. Everything. I could go on and on. It was. And then nobody wants to give us our sympathy or our credit either. Because it's like, everybody's like, well, y'all, and it's like, but no, because we still didn't get a prom. So every time I see prom pictures, I'm salty. I promise you. And we didn't get a proper graduation. And then y'all came in, y'all got ramdition. And it was like, like what? And it's like, they can't even just do something just a little extra and a little special for the class of 2024. But hey, that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, not to like throw it in the face, but like a top 3 moment would have to be ramdition.
Yeah, lucky you.
One would definitely have to be ramdition. 2 would probably have to be Yard Fest during Ram Fest my freshman year.
That yard, man. Yard Fest was lit.
That was a time.
Yeah.
I had me a time. Really, that whole Ram Fest. So
Yeah, that Ram Fest was lit.
I had me a time. And then 3rd will probably have to be what would 3rd have to be? I really said like the 12 to 2s. I enjoy the 12 to 2s.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really gotta worry about nothing.
Yeah, and it's like a chill, simple little vibe, and it's like you could dip in and out and go wherever. So with going to the greatest HBCU on the planet, would you say that it is important for seniors in high school, for young and black, brown students to go to HBCU?
I'm not saying, I definitely do feel like it's important, just because there's not really too many spaces, like especially nowadays, where you're gonna get in a space where people care about you, and knowing you go into a space where literally you're getting nothing but care. Especially at Winston, we have a thing called the Ramley, and you feel nothing but that. So knowing you go into somewhere where you're getting nothing but care is very important. And then like at HBCU, it's like you're more than just a number. Of course, I've never been to one, but I feel like a lot of times at PWIs, not shaming them or anything, I feel like a lot of times people are just numbers there.
Yeah.
But at HBCU, it's like you actually feel included. You're important.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. That's good. So, do you want your kids to go to Winston or just any HBCU?
I would love for my kids to go to Winston. Carrying on the legacy of a Winston grad, I would love for my kids to go to Winston. But if they do go to HBCU, that would still be good, as long as it's not like nowhere else in the CIAA. That's my only rule. They can't go nowhere else.
Nowhere else in the CI. I'm weak. So what would be one thing that you would change about Winston? And it could be anything.
Ooh.
Oh, you got a couple? I got a couple myself.
Ooh.
Sip swine. Oh, and you're SGA president too.
That's why I said ooh.
So he has the inside.
Without like actually saying like
Too much.
Really just like, I guess, communication.
Yeah.
What's communication?
It's not, and it's really, it's not even just like certain people. I feel like the whole, and it's just like, there's no urgency in our emergency to them. So you just really have to be persistent, which is frustrating.
Oh, and the heels.
I swear to God, you will get calf muscles, thigh muscles in a workout walking to class. No, and don't let you have to go to Anderson.
I stayed in Gleason last year. I had to walk from like up them steps. I had to walk up the Anderson steps and then up the DJR steps, like all the way to like Carolina Hall and Coltrane and stuff like that. A lot of times I would miss class because of that.
Yeah, that it's like a, cause if you know, cause them stairs are killer, and then the sun. Oh my God, don't let it be raining. And then there's really no other like shortcut without having to walk a longer distance, and them heels,
And don't let the bees be out.
They a different breed. Your freshman year, did you experience them mosquitoes? Because when I came to Winston, them mosquitoes was like a whole different breed. Like, you know how regular mosquitoes, you just get the little bump or whatever. No, like, them mosquitoes left bruises on me.
I don't know if we experienced it. That might have been kind of the COVID package.
Yeah, might have been COVID mosquitoes. You never know. So let's switch over to more so the business side of the student. So with you being an intern at Red Ventures, so what has really seeing the corporate mindset at such a young age? What is it like? Is it what you expected?
My mentor told me it wasn't what I expected at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Was it worse than you expected or better than you expected? Or just not what you expected?
Just not what I expected.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. In the corporate setting, like, it's very cutthroat. Like, they care. Like, they care if you're having a bad day. They care if you are miss work. But it's like a hard teacher. Like, okay, it's whatever you're doing, it still has to get done. And then it's like, even as an intern, you're like, okay, I'm an intern. They're not gonna really expect nothing from me. But you got to realize, like, if you're working corporate or like at a company like that, you're on a team where you're helping, or your input or whatever you do matters. So they're still gonna expect you to keep up the same way. They're gonna throw stuff at your way fast. It's like you may get 4 different projects in one day, and they're expecting for you to get it completed in like an hour. So it's like you get exposed to meeting every day, meeting with different people, different conversations that you're not used to having, asking questions that you're not used to asking. So it definitely exposed me to a lot, I can say.
Okay. So what has been like the greatest challenge so far with being in the corporate world at such a young age?
The feel of trying not to feel like you're behind. Like, corporate moves fast, so it's sometimes like, even if you're unclear on stuff or something's past due, you may have a fear of being behind, and like it's not gonna stop. So has been one of the biggest challenges.
Okay. So what has really being an intern really like taught you about life? Like, what has corporate really taught you about the real world and what to expect for when you do graduate?
A couple of things. One, communication matters.
For
like
sure.
in the real world, in school, whatever the case may be, when communication actually matters, it matters, and you don't want it to where you don't have that communication. You don't want it to get to a point where you should have had it, and like then you left and safe. So communication matters. Also, time management, whether it's time to do my work and just like I was saying, time for myself. You got to make sure you have like that good balance between the two. So working there has taught me like when I graduate, I need to make sure I have a balance so I don't get overloaded. And really 3, when it come to life, like you have support, but at the end of the day, like it's really just on you. If nobody's gonna hold your hand or do stuff for you, tell you to do this, tell you to do that, it's really ultimately up to you. So
you are right. So with your internship, what would you say? Well, would you want it to go to a career? Let's start there.
With me having a marketing concentration, I wouldn't mind doing digital marketing for a career. But I would prefer if I was doing it for a more direct company. Like with Red Ventures, we do a lot of partner marketing. So we're not actually marketing for Red Ventures, we're marketing for a lot of partners. So if I were to do it for a career, I would definitely want to do it for something that I'm actually like more interested in.
Okay. So that's good. So what would be something that you would say that people misunderstand about you?
That I'm very humble. Even a lot of my friends, they tell me that just from looks of me or whatever, that I'm stuck up. If they didn't know me, they automatically felt like I wouldn't be friends with them or whatever the case may be. But it's actually the complete opposite. Once you get down, just talk to me or just have a conversation with me, you'll realize like I talk to everybody. Most of the time I'm going to talk to you before you talk to me. So I'm very humble. Very
humble. You got another thing that somebody else will know?
That they may not know about me?
Make you think. If not, that's cool.
Probably not.
Okay. So I don't know if these people know, but you are a poet and you do write poetry. So what would you say made you get into poetry or spoken word?
Just when like a lot of with my poetry, it's more so my thoughts. So with me writing a poem, it's an opportunity for me to get my thoughts out without you knowing that it's like about me.
Gotcha.
So, and it's like you can tell a story with it. Like a poem could be in one setting and it could be a 10-year story, but nobody would ever know. But the person writing it. So it's like you get a chance to get out your thoughts without anybody knowing like, okay, he's talking about himself.
So who is your like poem or poetry inspiration, or the thoughts that you get into, or when you pick up your pen, what is the mood? Who do you put on? Is there somebody that you get inspired to, or is it just like you just grab the pen and just start writing?
More so I grab the pen and just start writing. A lot of times the poetry, like I like listening to poetry, but like I said, it's really just my thoughts. So I kind of had shied away from the inspiration side just because somebody else's style of poetry or their inspiration or the way they write might be a lot different from me. So I try to take it from like my own point of view. But are we allowed to do shout outs?
Yeah, you can do shout outs.
Shout out Sam. He got me into the Truth Seekers Club on campus.
Love them.
I really hate I wasn't able to participate with the club as much as I did, but that's really where I got exposed to it, where I like started writing my first first piece of poetry, and he posted me on the page and everything, and people really liked it. So shout out Sam.
Shout out to you. Didn't he host like a poetry slam or something like that? I seen that on Instagram. I was so mad that I missed it because I was really wanted to go because it looks so fun. So we're gonna move to the YouTube portion of you. So if y'all don't know, go subscribe right now. TJ Meets World. Okay, right now, TJ Meets World. So what is TJ Meets World?
TJ Meets World is just really just what it say. Y'all getting a chance to see me meet the world, meet my opportunities, go through my day-to-day life. Really just meeting everything that comes with life and getting to see like an inside look on what goes on in my life. Like a lot of times on my channel, I do a lot of free talking when I'm at places or when I'm on the places. I give my point of views, I give my opinions on a lot, and you're just getting a chance to see me chase my dreams. That's really just me meeting the world.
Just you meeting the world. So do you have a certain goal that you're trying to reach with your YouTube channel to where it takes off to where, you know, further down the line, maybe a TV show, or are you just trying to stick to where you at right now?
I wouldn't mind a TV show, but I feel like my goal, I'm kind of just where it stands where people are just watching it for like a motivational aspect, or people watching it for references. That's really just what I want to do, where people can, okay, I can go to his video right quick if I want on how to do something like this, or how did this experience go. If I'm looking to do something, how did this go? So it really just where people can just come to my page for a reference or a resource.
That's good. That's good. So make sure you guys subscribe right now to TJ Meets World. Well, TJ, I would like to thank you for coming on Cool Breeze Podcast, where we keep it cool. Do you think you kept it cool?
I definitely do. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. All right. So we will see y'all next time on Cool Breeze Podcast, where we keep it cool. So,
y'all subscribe to it.
Okay. Subscribe.